Tonight, the snow overwhelms police and drivers in DeKalb County. Financial woes cause changes for Freedom Soup, and NIU tennis won't have to drive hours just to practice. We'll explain. NTC News Tonight starts now.
You're watching NTC News, DeKalb County's only television news source, on the campus of Northern Illinois University and from the Northern Television Center. This is NTC News Tonight.
It was a cruel way to wake up to spring break or a new work week. Good evening, I'm Ryan Mack, and thanks for joining us.
And I'm Emily Neely. A full 3 inches of snow dropped on DeKalb County this morning, just in time for the morning commute. The snow parking ban has been lifted. Cars can now park anywhere. Police and fire across the county were overwhelmed. At least 20 accidents were reported, including this head-on collision at North Grove Road and Highway 23 just outside Sycamore. Nearly 30 cars ended up in a ditch somewhere in the county. 8 people were injured, but police say it could have been worse.
I think primarily because we have less traffic now. This week, Sycamore High School is on their spring break. There's no school-related travels with the school district the buses and parents.
Not surprisingly, students had a lot to say about this return to Arctic conditions, and it wasn't all good.
I have this, and I'm just like, wow, what is the world coming to? Because I wasn't ready to see snow until at least November.
It sucks, but we're in Chicago, so it's just like whatever, get used to it. If you don't like it, we have to move out of here.
About, close to 70 degrees, and for, a week from last week, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of breaking my heart to see all this snow.
It sucks. Yesterday I was able to just wear a jacket, and now I have to put on my winter gear.
I mean, Saturday was beautiful, and now I'm in a coat.
Yeah. What's up with that?
Thank you. Our student meteorologist, Emery Dhanens, will be here with more on all this misery in just a few minutes.
With return to cold and snow, more people may turn to soup to keep warm, and Freedom Soup has begun the move to a new home.
The soup kitchen is moving locations due to financial reasons, and NTC's Karina Parada tells us about the project's new chapter.
The Freedom Soup team has begun hammering down on their new building. They are switching locations to 251 East Lincoln Highway, previously home to a Thai restaurant. Problems with the original building became a financial burden Freedom Soup could not afford, causing the move.
The landlord wouldn't fix the things that needed to be fixed. We had leaks and stuff, and our utility bills were outrageous. So this is more financially we're more financially able to afford this place.
Although the original building was spacious, it housed a large kitchen that could rack up a monthly gas bill of up to $3,000. The new building is significantly smaller than the previous location, but there are certain benefits in the new building. The pantry in the previous building was about this size. But now that their pantry has tripled in size, it is easier for them to organize all their canned goods. The new building has more of a restaurant look and will continue to include the arcade games the previous location had. Freedom Soup also hopes the new location will attract new guests.
So we're hoping to be able to keep it up and being more downtown now and more able to see off the road. Yeah. We'll get more business that way.
Volunteers are helping the nonprofit group with the move and getting everything settled in. The Freedom Soup team hopes to open up their kitchen and serve their first dinner within the next 2 weeks. In DeKalb, Karina Parada, NTC News.
While they're completely settled in their new location, Freedom Soup will be having dinners only on Wednesday nights from 5 to 7.
Freedom Soup isn't the only place moving. Small Town Skate Shop will be moving to a new location on Lincoln Highway in the coming months. The shop owner says the move is vital to keeping Small Town located in downtown DeKalb. The new location will be smaller than the current storefront and will be conveniently located on 6th Street. Small Town says the move will provide skateboarding rather than skateboards.
As another business moves, others are expected to open. Sycamore Road will be home to DeKalb's newest restaurant, Elwood Steak and Fish House. Developer John Pappas has yet to set an official opening date, but plans to have the steakhouse open late March or early April. The restaurant will have an 1879 historic lounge that will feature some pieces of DeKalb's history. The steakhouse will also be including a bar to go along with the restaurant.
On a snowy day like today, NIU's outdoor sports will have a hard time playing or practicing.
The Cheswick Center was built a few years ago for days with bad weather just like this. TJ Hopkins shows us how the Chick Evans Fieldhouse is getting a major facelift that will help another program.
The NIU men's tennis team was hard at work, practicing on a cold and chilly day. On days when the weather is bad or questionable, the team wouldn't be outside. Normally, they would have to drive to the Vaughn Tennis Center in Aurora. The problem with that is it takes 30 minutes to get there, sometimes longer. That means players have to rush from class just to get to practice on time. By the end of March, rushing to practice will no longer be an issue.
I am in the Chick Evans Fieldhouse where there's normally 2 basketball courts right behind me, but in the next upcoming weeks, there will be some new courts. 3 new indoor tennis courts, 2 on this one and 1 right behind it.
The new indoor tennis courts will only be used for practice because the fieldhouse is used for other purposes. And with the team's recent success, even though it is not their own facility, many feel it is a step in the right direction.
Well, it's something that we've obviously been wanting for a while, and it's finally coming to fruition, which is great. Considering what we've been able to accomplish with the resources and facilities we have compared to everyone else in the league, we've accomplished some amazing things.
By creating the new courts, time is no longer a concern for coaches or players. The long 4 and 5 hour time slots are no longer an issue. Players are relieved that they don't have to drive or go far just to go to practice.
We're not going to waste time. Like in 10 minutes, we're going to be able to practice, and because we're always wasting almost 2 hours, like in the car every day. So it's just time consuming. So,
although bad weather has delayed the installation a little bit, the courts are almost finished. The lines are up, and the only thing that is missing are the nets. With NTC News, I'm TJ Hopkins.
Coach Fisher hopes the new courts will also help bring in new recruits.
Well, I don't think there will be any practice outside in snow like this. Emery Dhanens is here now. Last Monday it was 70. This Monday, snow. What's next, Emery?
Well, over the next couple of days, we're going to see some rain. And then later this week, the temperatures are going to dip down even more, which I'm sure none of us are looking forward to. But first, let's take a look at tomorrow. For Tuesday, we'll see temperatures in the 40s with a slight chance of showers over the area, accompanied by strong winds gusting up to 30 miles per hour in some areas. To hear more about the wet weather to come, stay with us. You're watching NTC News Tonight.
Today, 1 out of every 4 American kids is Hispanic. That means many of the future doctors who will care for us, the engineers who will build our cities, the scientists and entrepreneurs of our country can be your kids. We all know how hard it is for you to send them to college. This is why we want you to know you are not alone. And every day, more people support you to make it happen. Many support you. And the Hispanic Scholarship Fund helps you prepare, plan, and pay for your kids' college education. Learn more at hsf.net.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you all had a safe commute to either work or school this morning. With those couple inches of snow that fell, probably made it a little dangerous out there, so hopefully you made it safely. I know I was expecting the snow, but not quite that much, and so I was a little bit sad to see that out there. I know all of us are wanting those spring temperatures. We should be in the 50s, but today we only reached into the low 30s, which is no fun. I know I want the snow to go away and spring to be here to stay. And let's take a look at what happened earlier today. We had a lot of snow in our area, which as the day progressed moved on, but left behind these clouds. And into tonight, that system will move off to the east a little more. But what we want to pay attention to now is this low pressure system here with all this rain that'll continue to move northeastward through Tuesday, and into Tuesday night, we might see some showers associated with that. So taking it back to tonight, nothing really exciting happening this evening. Overnight low of 24 degrees, and those winds from the east will be 10 to 15 or 5 to 10, gusting up to 15 miles per hour. Then on Tuesday, like we said, it'll be cloudy, high of about 42 degrees, but we do have a slight chance of showers in the afternoon. But notice those winds are picking up, now gusting to possibly 25 miles per hour. And then on Tuesday night, as that system gets closer to our area, we have a chance for possible showers and even a thunderstorm if we're lucky overnight. So we'll see cloudy conditions overnight and a low of 41, but those winds will be gusting up again now to 30 miles per hour possibly, so it'll feel cold, and we do have that 90% chance of precip, so Tuesday night will likely be pretty cold, windy, and possibly rainy, so if you have to go out, make sure you take your umbrella just in case. Then taking a look at our 5-day weather forecast, it's looking a little bit gloomy, but don't be afraid of that. On Tuesday, possible shower during the day, high of 42. Overnight, more likely to get that shower. Then Wednesday, we do have a high of 54, but those winds will still be gusting up to possibly 25, 30 miles per hour, so it'll feel much colder. And then another chance of rain overnight Wednesday, moving into Thursday. And for Thursday, we'll have lower temperature, 42, excuse me, not as good as that 54, but then on Thursday night, we'll have a cold front coming through, should bring even colder temperatures for Friday, but we'll have partly sunny conditions, and then moving into Saturday, temperatures will increase, so hopefully that upward trend in temperatures will continue to increase. It will continue to stay for the rest of the weekend. That's all for weather. Let's send it back to the desk.
A visit to the hospital ends up in murder.
And how breaking both of your legs could lead to criminal charges. Here's what's happening in today's State Lines.
A Wisconsin woman was stabbed to death by a family member inside an Elk Grove Village Hospital. The attack happened yesterday at Alexian Brothers Medical Center when police say Francisca Quintero was attacked by a 44-year-old man while visiting another family member. She was pronounced dead at the scene.
A man who broke both legs in a fall from a canyon ledge at Starved Rock State Park could face charges. Illinois Conservation Police say Christopher Stewart climbed over a railing off a walkway, walked to the top of a waterfall, and reportedly fell while trying to break ice at the top of the falls.
The Illinois House is considering a proposal to sell little-used state vehicles. It would apply to any non-emergency vehicles driven fewer than 7,000 miles a year. An audit says Illinois would save money by reimbursing some state employees for using their own cars on the job.
Illinois health officials say about 2,500 residents have applied for medical marijuana cards, even as the pilot program remains stalled. A series of legal challenges over cultivation centers are still playing out in several parts of the state. And that's today's State Lines.
The Republican Party has its first candidate for the 2016 presidential election.
And many American soldiers are being relocated to the Middle East. Here's what's happening in today's World Watch.
It's official. Ted Cruz is running for president. The Texas Republican announced his candidacy on Twitter just after midnight today. He also posted a 30-second video message pledging to lead the fight to, his words, help make America great again. Cruz is the first candidate to formally throw his hat into the ring for the GOP nomination.
The U.S. military has pulled the last of its personnel out of Yemen. Saturday night, the State Department said about 100 special operations forces had already been evacuated. Officials say the move is due to continued civil unrest, but some are concerned about fallout here at home. The State Department called the move a temporary relocation.
The president of Sierra Leone is launching a lockdown campaign to curtail the spread of the deadly Ebola virus. All residents are to remain indoors next weekend from Friday through Sunday. Sierra Leone has the largest number of Ebola cases. Nearly 12,000 people have had the virus.
Singapore has lost Lee Kuan Yew. He was the nation's first and longest-serving prime minister holding office from 1959 to 1990. He is credited with transforming Singapore from a small trading hub to a thriving financial center. Critics accuse him of censoring local media and restricting civil rights. And that's today's World Watch.
Welcome to NTC Sports. I'm Dan Kenny. I hope everyone's brackets are in good shape. Entering today, there are only 14 perfect brackets remaining. And believe it or not, mine is not one of them. And if you missed any big games over the weekend, no need to worry. We have you covered. A highly anticipated battle for the state of Kansas took place yesterday. Wichita State has been begging to play Kansas for quite a while now. Let's see how this game shakes up. Wichita State head coach Greg Marshall has the right idea on staying hydrated before this heated matchup. Frank Mason III nails this big three-pointer right here. Now Ron Baker fires back with a deep three of his own. Fred Van Vliet must be studying meteorology as he forecasts raining threes for the rest of your evening. Emery certainly approves. Wichita State finds the best available shot, and of course, they rain it in. Next, the Shockers force a very bad turnover and turns this actually into a very easy breakaway dunk, which puts a stamp on the game. Wichita State tops Kansas and advances to the Sweet 16. Coach K and the top-seeded Duke Blue Devils look to topple the San Diego State Aztecs. Justice Winslow, cool name, blocks the Aztec shot and starts a fast break, and Jaleel Okafor throws down the powerful slam. San Diego State intercepts the ball, and Justice Winslow says justice has been served with this big swat, which leads to this wide open three that Quinn Cook swishes. Jaleel Okafor also, I don't know if you knew this, takes dancing lessons. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and spin and score. Those Zumba lessons actually paid off. San Diego State is playing catch up at this point, but this three-pointer certainly helps their case. Next, Okafor locates Winslow with the pass as he throws down this rim rattler. Both players had huge games, which helped propel Duke to the next round. Many people see Northern Iowa as a dark horse in this year's tournament, but they ran into a surging Louisville squad. The Cards missed this three, but Montrezl Harrell goes green as he recycles that loose ball for 2 big points. We get to see rejection at its finest from this great angle as Harrell gets stuffed and Northern Iowa brings the ball down the court, hits this running layup and fouled. That's a tough shot. But Louisville always playing tough. They always seem to play tough during tournament time as we see Terry Rozier score this bucket with under a minute remaining in the first half. Louisville hangs on to win comfortably, 66-53. Let's talk about the Chicago Bulls, who haven't been playing that well as of late. They faced an inconsistent Pistons team on Saturday, and it wasn't pretty if you're a Bulls fan. Check it out. The Bulls held a substantial lead early on, but they let the Pistons get back into the game as we see Kentavious Caldwell-Pope throw down that two-handed slam. Kirk Heinrich here gets sat on by the defender, but somehow manages to hit this wild shot. Mike Dunleavy, this is KCP again with another big three. Mike Dunleavy tries to answer, but he misses the shot, and Detroit collects the rebound, and Spencer Dinwiddie hits the layup with very little resistance from the Bulls. Pistons bully the Bulls and win by 16. With all the basketball games that took place, today's play of the day actually doesn't come from the hardwood. Let me take you to the final round of the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Zach Johnson is lining up his second shot. He puts an awful amount of power behind it, and believe it or not, that's a 5-iron for all you golf nuts out there. It looks good at this point, yes, but will it find the hole? It does, and there's not too many things better than an eagle, but a double eagle certainly is one of those things. That's all we have for sports. I wish everyone the best of luck in your bracket pools. Have a nice rest of your week.
Coming up, when the Pope says that he misses going out for pizza, one man says, "Hey, we deliver." We'll explain.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
It sure is hard to imagine what college life would be like if they didn't have pizza delivery.
Well, the same goes for the leader of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis may be from Argentina, but he has some distinctly Italian tastes. In a recent interview, he said what he misses as pontiff is an anonymous trip to a pizzeria. When one man in Naples heard that, he had his kitchen work up a special pizza pie. Then he caught up to the Pope's motorcade to deliver a proper welcome.
I'd say that's probably the first time the Pope Mobile has ever had a pizza delivered to it.
Of all the perks of being the Pope, that has to be my favorite. NTC News Tonight is produced and directed by students here at Northern Illinois University. We want to thank you for being with us.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll be back this same time on Wednesday. Thanks for watching.
Goodbye, everyone.